Hey everybody, wanted to let you know I'm headed back on tour. Friday, September 13th, I'll be in Austin, Texas at the Vulcan, one night only. Saturday, September 14th, I'm at the Granada Theater in Dallas, Texas, one night only. I'm back at the La Jolla Comedy Store Friday, September 20th and Saturday, September 21st. Salt Lake City, September 27th at the State Room, and Denver, Colorado, Saturday, September 28th at the Oriental Theater. Get your tickets for those shows and all shows on my website now at ryansickler.com.
The HoneyDew with Ryan Sickler.
Welcome back to the HoneyDew, y'all. We're over here doing it in the Night Pants Studios. I am Ryan Sickler, ryansickler.com, and Ryan Sickler on all your social media. And I'm starting this episode like I start them all by saying thank you. Thank you for, whatever you support that I do. Thank you very much. This show, the way back, come see me on tour. If I'm in your town, when you're around, tickets are available on my site at ryansickler.com, going everywhere in the fall. And if you got to have more, I'm telling you, you've got to check out the Patreon. It's the HoneyDew with y'all. It's this show with y'all. We've been doing it for years. It's staying $5. I'm not raising it. And if you or someone you know has a story that has to be heard, please submit it to honeydewpodcast at gmail.com. If you sent it before, resend it. We get a bunch of them. Bump it back to the top. I want to do an episode with you. All right. And look, again, thank you for everything. For real. I love my job. I love coming in here talking to comedians, entertainers, athletes, whoever it is. But I love talking to y'all. It is the wildest show out there. All right. That's the biz. You guys know what we do here. We highlight the lowlights. I always say that these are the stories behind the storytellers. I am very excited to have this guest back on the HoneyDew. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Ellis. Welcome back to the HoneyDew, Jason Ellis.
Yeah. Good to be back, man.
Good to see you. You look healthy.
Yeah.
I'm look healthy. Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah. We're going to talk about it. But before we do, please promote everything you like.
TheJasonEllis.com is the website to see all my tour dates. I actually have tour dates, not a lot, but more than I've ever had, which is some.
That's how it works.
Yeah, I'm getting out there.
You're getting out there now. Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, good for you, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to talk to you because
Father Grind too.
What's that?
It's I got these videos coming out on teaching people how to skateboard that are old, because skateboarding it's like, TikTok and people that want to skate is for the youth, and how to do a kickflip. And I'm like, you're going to roll your ankles, old man. So people that want to check out skateboarding that are my age, like 30 to, 50, like their kids are trying to skate. I got a trick tip video on how to skate and not get hurt and still have fun skateboarding. Because I do a show with Tony Hawk versus Wolf. A lot of people go, hey, man, you guys are 50 and you're skating. Does that mean I can? And I'm like, yes, you can. Just don't do what kids do on TikTok. Like, wear your pads, learn to carve around. And I do it's like a tutorial on how to skate in a way where, there's no Ollie Impossibles in my trick tip video. There's carving, kick turns, dropping in on mini ramps. But I taught Ian Finance how to drop in and do stuff on a mini ramp in 2 days.
Well, thanks to you, I got to go to Tony Hawk's ramp.
Yeah, and you're a shredder.
Look, man, I got scared at climbing up to the top of the ramp to look over that. Here's the thing I never realized, because I had a friend that had his dad built a half pipe in the backyard. I'd never been on anything like that. I'd been to X Games just to see a friend of mine, one of the fans, I forget his name, I'm sorry, was engineer for the X Games. So I got to go to Minneapolis, and he took me to the top so I could see that. I was like, oh my God, that long jump.
Oh, the mega ramp.
Oh, dude. But I never considered that it dips in like that.
It doesn't dip in.
It does. When you look over,
you
you
think it does. It doesn't. It's straight vert. You're like, oh, I think it did. It doesn't go over vert. It's just vert.
It looked oververt to me. And I was like, man, I don't know how you guys do it. And then there's a gap in the middle of it. And man, if you fuck up.
Yeah, don't fall in there.
That's not a small hole. That's a big hole.
You definitely need to be good enough to make it over the gap if you want to go over the gap.
So that's cool. I like that because I never considered like our age group is sort of when skateboard kind of started. And of course, people loved it and they're going to want to keep doing it forever, just like sports.
Yeah, I just noticed that older guys, there's no help for them. It's like getting to skateboarding. It's like, yeah, man, get a little board and start working on kickflips. And I'm like, you will be out of skateboarding the day you start if you do it like that.
Yeah.
Because you're guaranteed to fall, roll your ankles, and then you can't go to work, you can't walk. And you're like, dude, why would I do this tomorrow? But there's a way to skate. Like rolling down a hill and just carving around. It's also the board you have. Like trucks are wider. I got a wider board, softer wheels. Like there's all these things that nobody shares with anybody. And there's a way to skate where you can have a really good time skateboarding, but maybe you're not going to post a video on like, check out my new trick. Because skateboarding's not about that, you know? It just seems like because of social media, it seems like that's what it's about. Like, look at this trick, look at this handrail. I'm like, dude, don't use a handrail to walk down. Do not skate a handrail in your 40s.
Yeah, for real.
Like, just give that don't do it. Like, that's my advice. That
There's no reason.
People are like, reason. So how long till I get a handrail? I'm like, never, never.
The handrails are over,
just kiss it goodbye. It's not happening. People just don't get it.
I love it.
They watch too many YouTube videos and they're like, man, I'm going down that. I'm like, you're not going down that. Like, it'll be your last day.
Are you having fun doing that?
I love it. Because I'm giving back, man.
Yeah.
I'm getting people to skate and I see their face and I'm like, you're having a good time right now, you know, and you're safe and you're not like.
But you're giving something you love to people. That's the big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like giving it back. Skateboarding did so much for me.
Yeah.
Man.
And I've said this a million times, and I always butcher it, but Seinfeld a while ago,
I saw it.
You know?
Yeah.
Where he's like, those kids are going to be all right. They're out there just, same thing with comedians. We're repeating the same shit over and over.
Yeah. But if you don't give up,
you'll get it. You'll get better
come.
at it. Yes. Yep. So what's going on in your life right now?
Well, I'm trying to make it as a comedian.
Yeah.
And, I'm still new, man. And having this little extra like, oh, you're a pro skateboarder and you got a big show on satellite radio. And, now I'm still just some shithead in comedy and I don't get gigs and I don't get to go up. I hang out at the Comedy Store like a 12-year-old and go, hey, and it's just not happening. So.
And how long you been doing comedy?
Like, I know. It's like, dude, come on, man.
How long?
Like 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
It's not happening.
I'm impatient, dude. I'm good. I'm working hard. I'm better than half these other.
Skating, bro. You be down handrails 4 or 5 years into skating.
Yeah.
Comedy ain't skating, dude.
Yeah. Well, no, I was the same as skating. I was terrible for a long time, and then something clicked. So
it's not that you're not good at comedy. It's like imagine you just walked into Tony Hawk's ramp and they're all there.
Yeah.
Every fucking skater, top skater in the world. Look, I'm dated, but Powell Peralta and Gator and all these guys from back in the day. And you're like, hey guys, can I get up on that ramp a little bit?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you can in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're doing all the right things.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying you'll start to see like, oh, now I'm getting a headline weekend.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's starting to work.
One. I don't think I got a headline weekend. Definitely wasn't 5 years in at all.
Yeah, no, it's starting to work, dude. I really it's not that it's because of the careers I've already had. I've been spoiled, dude. I made myself like successful on radio. They paid me millions of dollars, dude. I was a millionaire. And now I'm broke.
What do you mean broke?
I can't afford to live in my house and I finally got the guy to let me break the lease, but I don't have enough money to move out. So I have to pay my ex money.
What do you mean? Who doesn't have enough money to move out? You just leave.
I don't have any money, dude.
You mean you don't have enough money to go somewhere else?
I don't have money in the bank to show the next place that I can move in. because I have to pay my ex a bunch of money, and that was when I had money, so it's more than I make. Like the Patreon is the only thing that keeps me alive, and I used to do the OnlyFans thing, and I quit all that. I don't do any of that stuff anymore, so I don't have that income, and I don't have.
Can I ask you? You were doing OnlyFans for real?
Yeah.
Well, can I ask you what you were making?
Everything, dude. I did everything.
I wasn't asking that.
And if you Google it, it probably comes up on the internet.
Really?
Yeah, dude. My boner's on the internet.
Why? Can I ask you first of all? We'll get into why.
Here we are, dude. Yes.
Ask me.
That's
what I wanted to get into. What were you making financially?
Like
off of
$8,000 or
OnlyFans?
$9,000 a month.
Really?
Yeah.
For how long? How long did you do that?
A couple of years.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're just doing what people. I've never been on OnlyFans. I don't have an account. You're just doing what?
Well, I was.
I know you're the
actively
performer. Yes, I get it.
So people wanted to see me do stuff with dudes.
So it's suggestions. Is that what it is? People are
people,
asking you, Jason, do this.
Yeah, you post regular stuff, not too hardcore, and then people pay for the hardcore stuff, and they request things. Or you say you've got a new video with somebody, and then
That's
they pay.
what I was wondering. If you're guiding this creative, or if it's them.
But the people wanted to pay for the stuff that, to me now, is stuff that I really would prefer not. I mean, I'm open about. Have I done stuff? Yes,
you're open, all right, bro.
Right, but now that I'm sober, and like a lot of those things were reactions to, like that's how I run, dude. Like I use drugs and alcohol to run from my childhood, from things that I don't want to face, and I use sex as well. I'm a sex addict, so one by one, I'm cutting these things off, and then I realized, dude, you can't even, like, just having sex with some hot chick, that's running too. So it's just like more and more do I realize that I've got to cut these things that I'm used to having, and now I don't have any of them, and it's empty, you know. Like there's a lot of, I'm only 7 months sober, dude. Like I'm doing the work, but this is probably the hardest time right now, where it's like, there's nowhere to run to, you know, like I can't, I'm like, man, I don't have any money. I can smoke a joint and be like, hey, it'll be all right, Jace. You know, no, you can't. I'm like, well, I could get some hot chick to come over and blow me. And I'm like, no, you can't, dude. Like, that's just going to make it worse. But there's not, like, I lift weights. I go to the gym. I skate. Those are my sources. I meditate. I pray. But they're not as good as hot chicks have sex with you. I don't know how else to, because old habits die hard. You know what's a good time to me? You mean like everybody blows me at the same time? That is a good time. And now it's like, dude, that is unhealthy. Like you can't do that. And now I know that, but a part of me still is like, just get it.
Interesting. Why can't you treat everybody blowing you like you do? Hey, you're never handrail. You know what I'm saying? Why can't you treat that the same way you do with skating, where you're like, when am I going to be able to do a handrail? You're not. They're done. Handrails are done.
Yeah, that's
for
how
40-year-old. That's what I'm saying. You know,
that's how it is.
That parallel.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean. Yeah, but there was a time there where I used to, metaphorically speaking, there was a time there where I used to go down every handrail.
Yeah, I got it.
The biggest ones, the wobbly, whatever one. I could go down all the handrails. Now I'm not allowed to go down one handrail. Not even like a curb scratch. Like, so now it's like it's all come to a screeching halt. And old me, that's how I have a good time. So now I don't have any of those things. I know
what point did you hit where you said, all right, no more of any of this? What happened where you were like, okay, I'm going to cut out the drug. I'm going to go sober.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're celibate, right? You said that outside when we were talking.
I mean,
I'm
I'm trying to date people, but if they're not the one or potentially, then
no casual sex.
No.
Right. You have to see purpose beyond that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even if
what happened?
Well, here's the last part, because I've gone, don't do kratom. You're numb to the world. And I'm like, dude, you smoke weed like a maniac. Like, you got to quit that too. And then my brain really did start working better. And it sort of like made I understood the way I am a lot more. And then obviously doing the work with sobriety and seeing my like the things that have caused all this in my life, all the little things little knickknacks that I have that I always cling to, the way I treat people. I didn't mean it, you know, like I wasn't like maliciously doing this stuff, but I have hurt people, man. I'm a liar. You know, like when I was king of the fucking world on satellite radio, I took shit on every person I ever met because I thought I was so much better than everybody. That guy's not that funny, or that guy's not that good, or that guy. And I'm just like, now I can't escape reality. So and my brain works now. And I remember these times where I've talked shit on people that didn't deserve it. And I'm like, dude, you know what you are? You're an asshole. And I'm like, man, I don't want to live knowing that. But like, I'm coming to terms with it. I didn't mean it. I know I'm a good person, but I've made a lot of giant mistakes, dude. And I'm like, a self-pity is a thing that I love, I've noticed. And I'm like, don't live in that, you know? Like you can't, like you did it, forgive yourself. Because so that's kind of like the thing that I'm in right now is trying to forgive myself for all these things I've done to people. And letting it go so that I can love myself so that I can be happy, because I'm just mainly not happy because I don't have a great opinion of myself. And when it comes to, you know, okay, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't lie, but like even having sex, because I had some girls that I would sleep with that I'm like, look, I'm not settling down. I'm still sober. This is just sex, you know.
Are you telling them that though?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that's fine. Then.
It's not. Because let me finish. It's not fine because this is what I've noticed. When you tell a girl that, not all the time, but often a girl will say, yeah, okay, that's cool. Let's just have sex then. They're lying. They might not even know they're lying, but they are lying. If I go, hey, you know what? I'm actually starting to have feelings. Do you want to go to dinner? The answer is yes, which means they are attracted.
But are you lying when you say what you're saying is what I'm getting at. I understand that women can be much more emotional than we are, and they can develop feelings even if they're saying it's casual because they enjoy your company, they feel safe with you. You're
still
clearly not giving them STDs if they're, you know what I mean?
I'm still hurting them.
Well, I understand.
I'm using their body.
But you're being honest about not wanting to, and they're saying it's okay.
I got to that and I was like, you're good. And then I had another realization where I was like, dude, that's not good either.
It's not good.
If you're not going to have a relationship with somebody, you need to cut it. Also, cutting it, the way I would cut it would be no more contact.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Because I don't want to tell you that I don't find you that attractive.
Oh, you would just ghost?
Ghost
Oh
it.
yeah, no, you got
because I don't want to have that conversation.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As long as you're having these conversations and a person who's an adult is saying I'm okay with it, you can't.
They're lying.
They are. Listen, yes, I know they may be lying.
They're not maybe. They're lying.
Okay, they're lying. But once you realize that, that's when you make your next decision, and that's okay.
Right, so that's where I'm at, where I've said to people, look.
Then I think you're in a good spot, except for the ghosting part. You can't ghost.
Well, I don't know. So now I'm at the period now where I just met somebody today that I was in a relationship with that I lied about a thing because I didn't want them to know that I'd done this thing in the past. And they found out and they were like, I don't want to deal with that. And I was like, sounds good to me. Like, let's just sever ties instead of saying, I'm sorry. Like, I should have been honest with you, but I was too scared to tell you. I thought maybe if I told you, you'd be mad at me. And I'm terrified of somebody being mad at me.
Hello,
I've let you down again.
Look at vulnerable Jason Ellis here, bro.
It's really working out for me, dude. Still on the couch by myself
man,
with my dogs.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you macho ego, all this, don't be a pussy the whole life. I mean, also you come up in look, I know I'm a dude's dude, but you come up in an aggro, UFC, boxing, skating, they're alpha male, all of them, you know? So, and also you were struggling with homosexuality and stuff in the gay community when they were back in the day when everybody was just throwing around like it was nothing, you know, queer, homo, whatever. We talk about it all the time. We played a game here in the States. I don't know if you did, called Smear the Queer.
I'm aware of it.
Yeah. And it's such an ignorant thing because as a kid, I'm 6 and 7. I don't even know what that is.
I would have played it for sure. They just didn't
we would knock on your door and be like, hey, Mrs. Ellis, can Jason come out and play Smear the Queer? You know what I mean? I talk about it to my dad, be like, come in. I'm like, I'm the queer. I just got to be the queer, Dad. My dad's like, what are you all playing out here? Yeah. And then you realize later, like, oh my God, I didn't know at 6 and 7 what even that meant or anything. I just That's what the person you needed to tackle was called.
Yep.
That's as far as my little kid brain could go.
But if you're gay, that's not a good thing to hear.
Right.
Because you know it's bad.
Right. And I don't even know what gay is back then either, you know?
Yeah.
It's when I realized what gay was, and then someone's like, they call them queers. I was like, hold on, man. That game we used to play, it's when it hits you. Like, what?
It's in us. Yeah.
So now you're being vulnerable is what it sounds like.
I guess,
more of that.
Really
and honest and apologetic.
Yeah.
And sharing empathy.
I took somebody to the gym today just to apologize to their face.
It's a weird apology place.
Well, because there was like coffee. It was like, we can go to the gym if you want. I was like, yeah, because I already apologized in a text message. And I was like, you deserve to see it face to face. I don't want to. Deep inside, I don't want to. But I owe it to this person. She's a good person. So I told her to her face. And I still think she's hot. I'm still attracted to her.
How'd she take the apology?
Good. Yeah. So far, everybody that I've done this to, it's like,
you said everybody,
dude. Yes, everybody. There's lots of them.
Just funny.
If you're listening, I'm sorry. There's probably a couple other people I haven't said sorry to that I don't even know that I've heard. Man, I remembered I saw Doug Band. I was on Doug Band. Everybody loves Doug's movies, and I was on there, and I saw Santino and some other people, and then I went on my show and was like, "Those guys suck. They're not even funny. Don't even know the guy."
You said that?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And now like I know who he is and like these movies and the comedy, and I'm
Santino's
like, "Guy's a fucking genius."
Yeah, he's great.
And I'm like, "Who are you? And then it made me realize, who haven't you shit on at one point in your career? And I was like, I don't think there's anyone that got out alive. Everybody I shit on. And I'm like, if some people don't like talk to me now, I'm like, I bet you they got a reason. Like I really do. So it's like I've stripped down to nothing, man, and started all over again. And I'm just like basically a walking apology, because I feel like even if I don't remember it, I'm sure I have done something that I should apologize for, because I've been that guy. I've been an egotistical maniac. I've been a liar. I've been a cheater. I've been all these things that I despise. And that's like, I've got to come to terms with it. I got to apologize for it so that I can love myself and enjoy the rest of my days. Because now that I'm sober, there's no way out, dude. That's the only way. I can't run this lie anymore. Because I'm aware of it. It used to be like, whatever, like I'm sure they don't care anyway, And now I'm like, no, everybody does, dude. Everybody has feelings, and you're hurting them all because of your ego. Like, stop it. You're not that shit hot. You also don't suck. So calm down, because I'm like one or the other, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm king shit or I'm a pile of shit. It's one or the other. And I'm like, dude, let it go. Like you're not a bad person, but you've made a lot of mistakes. Man up. This is where like being a man actually counts. Like, man up, apologize, look them in the eye, tell them face to face that you're sorry. And if they say, fuck you, I hate you still, suck a butt, Jason. Like, you had it coming.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So that's my day. That's my days.
And how long is this? How long have you been sober now?
7 months.
7 months. And that's what you've been doing too?
Yeah,
Are you going to therapy
for
or
the last
anything?
year.
Or where is all this coming from?
Well, I do the work. I go to meetings and I go through my steps, and I look at all the things that you have to write down about the people that have hurt you in the past, and realize that, these are reactions to things. And at this point in the game, it's time to stop reacting to these things that happened in my childhood or through my life. Like, it ends here, because I don't want it to go on to my kids,
Yeah.
And my relationship with my kids, that's one thing that already my relationship with my kids is so much better. So that just tells me that when I do find somebody in a relationship, that I can be the person I've always wanted to be, because I've let down every person I've ever been in love with. And that kills me.
Is that true? And I want to ask it this way. No one's ever let you down?
Yeah, sure. But it's not about that. That's not how it goes. Like, that's resentment. I don't want resentment.
No, I'm just asking statistically here. It's always been you cheating in every relationship. You've never been the one who's been cheated on or whatever, where you felt what you've done to someone else.
Yeah, okay, somebody's cheated on me, yeah. But if we're taking points, I'm winning.
We're not keeping score, bro.
Well, I am, and I'm
But
sorry.
I see so many things. We all live in this world where you see a clip here, a clip there. And I see this one today. You're like, I'm not gay anymore. I'm like, well, first of all, what's that even mean?
Well, when I was saying I was gay, I wasn't gay. I was bi. I was just saying gay because that's my way. It's a way of talking where I'm like, people are gonna say that I'm a fag and all this other stuff because I say I'm bi. So I would just be like, I'm gay. So there you go. Like, you dig at it. Like, I can't. I hate me more than you will ever hate me for it because it's just a thought for you. I live with it all day. Where I'm like, dude, you're doing this stuff where. To me, it's sex. Like, guys give sex quick, easy. I don't have to take him to dinner. And that's if it was a bunch of hot chicks that wanted to come over and blow me and leave immediately, well, then I'd probably be less gay. But guys will do it all kinds of ways, anyway, and no ifs, ands, or buts. You just get it.
Think that quarterback will throw for more than 300 yards? How about that receiver in Miami grabbing a touchdown? Check out DraftKings Pick 6, the newest way to compete against others and play fantasy football to win cash with DraftKings. Pick a player and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like yards, touchdowns, catches, and more. Get your picks right, and you'll win cash. Download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code HoneyDew. That's code HoneyDew for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits guaranteed. Plus 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. Offer expires September 19th. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. One per new customer. Reward issued as $50 in non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 6 months. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at NFL.com/terms. The Honeydew is sponsored by BetterHelp. Kids are always learning and growing, but as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity. What's something you'd like to learn? Gardening, a new language, or maybe how to finally beat your best friend in bowling. Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because your back-to-school era can come at any age. Whether it's finding different coping skills, learning to set boundaries, or understanding yourself better, therapy is a tool anyone can benefit from having. I know I definitely have. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/honeydew today to get 10% off your first month. BetterHelp, HELP.com/honeydew. Now, let's get back to the do. I have gay friends. The first time it ever clicked for me, I had his name is Jim McPartland. I love that dude. He was a gay guy. He was a manager at this hotel I worked at. He's actually the first person he got me into Groundlings. He was just taking them because he was nervous to speak in front. It was a level 1. He was just nervous to speak in front of people. I did have people like that in my class. Like, I'm just here because of work, making me come do something where I'm to get more, comfortable speaking. And he took it. He's like, I think you'd be good at that. And that's the whole reason I went into it. And over the years, we would still connect. I think hopefully he's still in San Francisco, but he took me to lunch one day. He's in the gay capital, bro. And he and I went for sushi one day. I'll never forget it. And we're talking about it. And he's like, I know you want to ask a million questions. Just ask. Yeah. He was very buttoned up in a suit and stuff. But like, he would super professional at the desk. As soon as people leave, he'd go back. If it was just me and him working, he'd turn up some Donna Summer and he'd do like this real quick to everybody. How can I help you today? And I was like, all right, he gets it, you know? And I'm talking. He's like, when did you know you liked girls? I was like, oh, man, kindergarten. I crushed on him immediately. I knew. And he's like, that's about the same time I knew that I felt that way about boys. Right. I go, okay. And he goes, but here's the thing. He goes, for you, you're going to meet a girl. You're going to court her. in the sense that you're gonna, talk or whatever. He goes, but you know that testosterone you've got where you just want to fuck? I go, yeah. He goes, imagine. And as soon as he said that, I was like, two locomotives coming at each other. Yeah. He's like, yep. And I was like, kaboom. And I was like, oh, that meeting that, not this chasing this.
Yeah.
Oh, and when he said that, I was like, man, oh man, does that it was so simple.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah. And then my buddy Jimmy, rest in peace, he's gone now. He was the first person to ever show me Grindr.
Yeah. I had to get off that.
He showed me Grindr years ago.
Now Grindr to me is Instagram. because I've talked about it so much, guys hit me up. I know how it is to be a woman more than most dudes. Because guys say, hey, man, I think it's really courageous that you come out and talk about the things you talk about. And I go, hey, man, thank you. And then here's my anus.
Yep.
And I'm like, wait, what? I was sincerely saying thank you, and you're just trying to suck me off? Like, I'm not a whore, And I'm like, wait, I know what that sounds like. That's like a lady. So I kind of get that. I still get it, man. That's why
you got objectified.
That's why you heard me say I'm not gay anymore. It's not really about me. It's about let me go, guys.
Let me go.
Like I love
waving the pink flag.
I love the gays. I love trans. I love everybody. But you gotta let me go, man. Like I can't. You know what I mean? Like it's like I told you, like I don't smoke weed anymore. So you don't try to put it in my mouth.
I even said, is it okay if this is around you?
Well, that's what I would really appreciate if guys could be like, I really appreciate.
If his dick's around you. Like,
I swear, it's just like, just say thank you and then don't show me your dick. Like, just let that go.
That's the thing. Men are savages.
Yeah.
Savages.
It's out of control. And their dicks are usually ugly, too. And I'm like, why would you show anyone that?
He would tell me the gayest stories, and I would love them. He told me, so Grindr the first time, he goes, check this out. And so normally on any sort of platform, social media or whatever, you have a nice picture of yourself, whatever. Right. And then you unlock it to see, the dirty ones or whatever.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking avatar was his fucking gaping anus.
Yeah, that's not unusual.
And you had to unlock this to see these.
Yeah. That's not unusual.
I was like, wait, you got a friend request the asshole to see him?
It's because most guys just want your hole anyway.
Yeah. And I was like,
they're not interested in your face.
Wow, dudes are savages.
Yeah.
Then he would tell me they do the big white parties in Palm Springs. You know about the white parties? It's everywhere.
I never went.
Big gay parties and And he said they would have like 30 dudes come back to the house or whatever, and they're all hanging out, and they would hire a guy to grill and serve, and he was always a shower.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? He just have a big, he's like, yup, naked. Yeah. He's the only one naked. He's just walking around there tugging it.
Yeah.
How you doing? Thank you, Jason. Yeah.
Warming it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're all ready to go.
Mm-hmm. All.
Yep. Everybody. There isn't one. I went to Pride this week to go get on the Comedy Store float, and I kind of missed it, so I had to skate after it. And I'm skating down the Pride thing, and the security guard tried to stop me.
You're skating in the parade.
Yeah, man.
After the gate.
I'm skateboarder. What? And I want to get. I'm a comedian.
What a scene.
I'm a pro skateboarder that wants to be a comedian.
So how far back are you, like hauling ass?
When I got to the road, I was at the end of the. It was at the end, so I had to and they were at the start. So I had
holy shit!
So I had to book it all the way down this hill. Some security guy goes, "Hey man, you can't do that," and I'm like, "Fuck off, dude." And he's like, "Seriously?" And I'm like, "Seriously, fuck off." Like, I'm a skateboarder. Security will never stop me ever from doing anything on a skateboard. Ever. Wrong guy. Wrong skateboarder. So I go budging past, and I hear someone go, "Jason," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm skating. Like, I'm not stopping. Whoever it is, text me. Like if you're actually my friend." I get to where it stops. It's traffic, so I kick my board up and start walking. And then this guy comes up and he taps me and he goes, "Jason." And I'm like, "Hey man," he's like, "You might not remember me, but I used to blow you a long time ago." And I'm like, "Yeah,
dude, that's the hello you got in the parade."
And he also said, "Jason Ellis, man." And I'm like, "Wait, so you know me from the radio show and I didn't know this? So you were a fan who was a gay guy that used to come over to my house and blow me in the garage?" Because I used to have Grindr, and it would be like if my chick was gone or she didn't want to, I didn't cheat. I was like, "Hey, I'm going to get blown in the garage." And she's like, yeah, go do it. And those were the days where I was like, I go out there, pull it out, man, and then get the fuck out of here, dude. And like real cold stuff. I went to therapy over all this stuff. Like those were those are times. I don't want to.
I just want to make sure I understand it.
Yeah.
You're just going out to the garage on like a Wednesday afternoon at 1 and some dude GPS locally comes over and sucks your dick and then leaves.
Yeah.
And that's part of your day.
Yeah. And he's real happy about it too, which it was always mysterious to me. No reciprocation whatsoever. Not even.
You're just sitting there and he blows you.
I wouldn't even look him in the eye, dude. I'd be like, just do it. Get it over and done with. I need a run. I need to escape.
This is like, that's literally like hair tying off and doing your hair, a version of heroin.
And it was all the time.
What?
That's why, dude. That's
two
why,
things that are blowing my mind.
Divorced. That's why I'm divorced, dude.
Is that you're doing this, but also the GPS readily available people.
Yeah.
Are they different people or is it the same dude all the time?
Well, at the start, it was everybody. And then my therapist was like, you don't think that's dangerous? And I was like, dangerous? Like, what? Jump me. I'll switch you off in 2 seconds. And he's like, what about people that have your address? And I was like, oh. And I never thought about
home invasion or when you're gone, they're robbing you.
Yeah, I never thought about any of that. I was just clueless to it because I just want what I want and I don't care who gets hurt in the process. I was just thinking, I'm a junkie, dude. I was just thinking, like, give it to me and then get the fuck out of here. So that's just how my brain thought.
I mean, I'm no judgment at all. I'm just saying, like, men
judge
again.
away. It's
no.
stupid.
I'm not going to judge you. But I remember seeing shit in Craigslist. There would be ads like this. And it would say, like, here's my address. And I always wondered if, like, somebody set a friend up or, you know what I mean? But it would be like, here's my address. Doors open. I'm on the bed, spread. Come on in. And a stranger would come in.
That's on Grindr all the time. And I've done it.
What do you mean? That part?
The door's open.
You've been the guy that's fucking or the dude?
Oh, I ain't leaving my door open for any. I ain't spreading. What the? I'm not that gay, dude. Relax. You could. I'll come into your house.
Leave your front door and your ass open.
Maniac.
Front door and the back door open.
I'm a gay junkie, not just gay. Like, calm down. But yeah, dude, there's parks. Someone told me about a park where you go into the park,
100%,
and there's just people in the bushes.
Yep.
And like you're walking, and people like touch your arm, and you can't see them. They're like hidden, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And
a gay friend of mine told me about that.
What the hell?
You can walk, step off the path, fuck in a bush real quick, get right back on.
Yeah, and there's like 80 of them in there, watching you.
He told me that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this is funny. One night, this happened to me. This is years ago. This is 10, 15 years ago. I was on a date with a girl, and we pull in this park. And we went and had sushi and we just stopped to smoke a joint. We just pull in this little park. It's foggy as fuck. Yeah. So I'm like, we'll just pull in here. The cops ain't gonna see us or anything. We'll just smoke here and hang out. And as we're sitting there, we're smoking a joint and we just keep seeing random man after random man. Yeah. And we're like, and they're going into the middle of the park because it's thick. You couldn't, honest to God, it was one of those fogs where you couldn't see there. And they're fucking in the park, and we figured it out. We're like, look at them all going. Look at them all.
Yep.
There's at least 7 or 8 of them went by us in 30 minutes.
Yep. I've been there.
In the fog, you've done that kind of thing?
Dude. Anybody could get it at one point. At one point, I would go to this theater, Studs. They closed it down, and it is pitch black in there. And I would go in there and everybody, because I'm like attractive to some people, but to gays, I'm a straight guy. And that's a target. And I would go in there and everybody would eyeball me. And I would just unzip it. And anybody, they're all fighting over it. And I would let them all fight over it. People try to grab my nipples at the same time. People try to lick my butt. I'm like, hey, man, what the fuck? I don't know you. One time I had to elbow a guy because he kept trying to do it. And I was like, stop, dude. And then I backed up against the wall, and then I see him.
Savages going after meat, literally.
I used to think this is like, to me, it felt like zombies eating me, and there was a part of me that just wanted to die, maybe. And I was like, just do it.
You never felt unsafe. You never felt.
I did good. A part of me was like, do it. You know, like I subconsciously, I thought if maybe I do deserve to die.
How do you find where are you in your mind and in life where you're finding these places?
One guy will tell me about it, and then I'll go by myself after I go with them. And then I know it's a regular spot. I would go like lunch break status. Like I'm like, I got an hour to kill. I'll just go on a studs.
Are you glory hole in it?
Oh yeah. Anything. All of it.
You just don't even know who's on the other side.
Didn't care, dude. I wasn't trying to like be attracted. I was trying to come. Just be out of my own head. You know? Like stay high, stay getting sucked off.
High on what?
Whatever I could get, dude.
Anything.
Like it would always, I used to do coke and heroin and all that stuff.
Oh, you did?
When I was younger, hell yeah, dude. I used to make shapes of countries and snort it.
What's the biggest country you ever
Australia
snorted?
for my 30th birthday.
Nah.
I was like,
you snorted the perimeter of that?
Yeah.
Holy.
And then I went to the Circle Bar with a bottle of Cristal looking for chicks.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a few times where people were like, what the hell did you just do? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
Australia.
Did you just snort that? And I'm like, yeah. Like, man, that ain't normal. And I'm like, well, that's how I do it. Also chopping it. Like I noticed people would be like, make it all fine or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I would just drop the bag and be like, whoa. I don't care. Man, my nose doesn't work. You know how you can fix that? You like stir it on a spoon and next thing you know, I'm smoking crack. Like I just didn't care. I was a maniac who was raised by maniacs. You know, like I saw people party. The harder you party, the more glorious you were. Like, let's rejoice this guy because he drank a bottle of whiskey in 5 minutes. And it's like, well, I hope to aspire to achieve that. You know, I'm like, man, I can barely drink a half a bottle. I got to work harder on it, you know? And then like some trials and tribulations. And next thing you know, when I got real mad and real sad about myself, then I found I could drink real amounts of alcohol. And then, you know, when it came to doing coke, I did some bumps, and then it escalated into, you know, the only reason, and other skateboarders know this, if I made real money back in my prime of partying, I'd be dead for sure. Because the only reason I didn't do all the coke is because I couldn't afford an 8
I also believe if you didn't get off coke now, you're gonna die. This fentanyl shit out there is gonna get you. It'll get you. It's gonna get anyone that does it sooner or later.
And I was never drugs. Like, I see people talk about it now where they're like, I get the guy to do some and I wait 20 minutes, and I'm like, I wouldn't have even done that. I'd be like, just give me the bag, and I wouldn't have been like, let's do a sample, make sure it's not. I would just do whatever you had. I didn't care. I never cared. It wasn't like I made the decision, like I don't care. It was just, I was an animal, dude. Like, I don't care. Like, if it scares me, I'll run to it.
Why? What is happening?
Because my ex-wife is somebody that
This is the ex-wife I know.
Yeah. There's nobody out there that I've loved that much. And she's gone, dude. She ain't coming back. And she's never been happier because I'm not there. And the person I care about the most in life, I hurt to the point where they don't want to know me. And it kills me, you know? Like, and I'm 50, dude. No one's going to go out with me anymore. Like, you're 50.
That's not true.
You're a dog shit comedian that makes no money. Your podcasts are in the toilet.
You're a new comedian.
Yeah. No, I'm just telling you like how the dark side talks to me, and I have to walk with that. You know what I mean? I have to argue with it. I'm like, I know I'm not a dog shit comedian. I know I've got skills and I've got drive and I've got talent. I'll make it.
In 20 years, you're gonna look back on the comedy
in 20
you're doing.
years, dude,
and you're gonna be like, I was a fucking dog shit comedian back then. We all were.
I will be dead.
No.
I don't even care about 20 years. I care about now. I care about today. And today, I'm not a bad person. I didn't hurt anybody.
Your wife is gone.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
So
you don't communicate at all?
She emailed me and said, hey, where's my check the other day? I was like, I don't have any money to give it to you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But she's nice. But like I said, she didn't hate me. I think a part of her does, and deservingly so. But, you know, there's always going to be love there. It was real love. But I burnt something that gave me the biggest hall pass no one will ever put up with the shit she put up with. She tried. You know, like she tried like no other woman would ever try put up with this king, this monster. So when I realized that, and I was like, I don't want to die knowing this. Like I gotta fix this. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna get her back, and that's fine. Like I'm happy she's happy, really. Because as long as she got to be happy, I love her that much that's good. It's not me, but someone's making her happy. And I'd rather that than just knowing she's also depressed and like struggling. She's doing better than she's ever done. So I'm like happy for her, but I need to fix all the things that I've done to people. And like I didn't do anything too bad with my kids, except for the fact that I'm like on OnlyFans. Like my kids know this stuff. You know, and they have to live with that. They've been picked on at school. Like I've done things where, you know, there's no coming back from that. So I'm working every day to try to be a good person for them and to like love myself before it does end, you know? So if I don't find anybody, that's not what it's about. I don't need to find somebody to fix it. It's not going to fix it. I need to be a good person. No, look in the mirror. You're a good person. You did not hurt anybody today. If somebody relies on you right now, you have got their back and they can trust you.
That sounds like
self-love. And then when I die, I can die with a smile on my face.
And you can love yourself.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you're not going to love, no one's going to come love you or find you until you genuinely do really love yourself.
Right, so that's where I'm at.
Like, I can't believe I'm at a point where I journal in the morning and I write things like, I love my life. I'm living my dream. I can't believe I've ever, I mean, at my lowest, and I'm not trying to compare, I'm just saying at my lowest, I could have never seen myself doing something like that.
Right.
You know, and I still have a hard time too, like, I don't know. I try to stay humble. I have a hard time, like sometimes, you know, flexing a little bit. Like, you know what that, you know the fuck I am. You know what I mean? Like, there's friends will be like, just tell them you'll do. I'm like, I will never.
Yeah, no, that's gone.
Never any of that.
That's complete. I killed that person.
Yeah,
I don't have an ounce of that in me.
Because that's all it was. It sounded like I have trouble even having a taste of it. You sound like you were full throttle on it.
Yeah.
You sound like you told a story out there about your dad having a fast car and he was going 180 for like an hour straight. You woke up. That's what it sounds like. I went back to sleep. That sounds like what you were doing.
I couldn't stay awake long enough.
That's a microcosm.
I was like, is he gonna take his foot off the pedal? I'll wait. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's been like 45 minutes, man. I don't even know a car could do that.
So you're 7 months into sobriety.
Yeah.
Do you feel better?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
I skate way better than I've ever skated. I lift heavier weights than I've ever lifted in my life. I go to the gym and spar every Tuesday, and I beat up 25-year-olds. You can't touch me. I'm fast. I'm faster than I've ever been. And I understand when I do things wrong. Like I said, dude, this girl was long gone. And I reached out to her to apologize, and I went out of my way to meet her somewhere to tell her to her face I don't want anything from you. You know, like if you don't want to talk to me ever again, that's fair too. If you want to be my friend, like if you want to date me, like that's not what I want. I want you to know I'm sincerely sorry because that was my bad. You know what I mean? I hurt you and other people because of it. So I just want people to know that I'm sincerely sorry. Before I die, I swear I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And I won't do it again to you or anybody else. I'm done with that.
When are you going to say that to you?
I have.
You've forgiven yourself?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
You have? Have you gone through this before? A stretch of sobriety or a recognition?
I've done stretches of sobriety.
I mean all of this.
No.
Real self-realization.
No.
Never.
No. Just I'm going to be sober.
Yeah.
And then I do it for a while.
But you're still
and then
behaving the same way.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Have I ever not had sex with people? Never.
Never.
And
that's also 7 months too?
No.
As well with the sobriety?
No. These are all... They all came, like the sobriety came with the clarity. The clarity came with the, oh my God. And I'm like, well, I'll just like have sex with people that are cool with it. And then I recently was like, dude, that's still this, like you can't just sleep with someone even if they say like we should still hook up. I'm cool with it. I can't do that either. And that's the hardest one. The last one to go is the hardest. And because I'm funny, man. Like I'm good looking. I'm talented. I do things that make girls go, that's kind of cute. And I'm like, I talk to girls, but if you're not like, if it isn't going to work, then we're not going to have sex. And that's, I'm lonely. And it's like, you know what you could do? And I'm like, yeah, I know, dude. I know you could, but you're not going to, go home, sit on the couch, write some jokes. I don't even watch fights anymore, dude. I don't do anything that isn't productive. If something's going to bring me down, I'm not going to do it.
So what's a day for you like now?
I get up and
give me a day before and what it's like now. Give me a day when you would get up to go get a fix or whatever it is, getting blown in the garage.
Okay,
or
well,
whatever.
I wake up, smoke a joint straight away. Then I get on my dating apps, see who's looking to suck it, and then probably try to get sucked off. And for my chicks around, then I'm trying to have sex with her, or I'm pissing her off, one of the two, or both at the same time.
This is all before what, like noon? This is your morning?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, if she wasn't there, I'm getting sucked off at 10 a.m. Yeah. And if somebody else is like...
I'm still blown away.
If somebody else is down the road...
At 10 a.m., there's people out there already dressed and ready to suck.
Hey, dude, are you serious? It's 24/7, dude.
It's nuts,
I'm
man.
woken up in the middle of the night. I'm like, I can't sleep. I'll suck you off. It's like 3 a.m.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
I have
That
some
is
giant black dude come
crazy.
over to my house, and I'm like,
I'm an early
this is
riser.
sketchy.
10 a.m. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, dude. Ready.
Oh,
And that's the other
my
thing. Ready. As soon
God.
as I drop one, like give it 15 minutes, I'll drop another. Like if there was a line, they could line up.
Christ. All right, so that's okay.
And
then what?
Being high all the time means you don't do anything. Watch TV, look at TikTok, just fart around, get ready to do the radio show, go in high as hell, maybe spray some ketamine up my nose, and then, tell stories about my life, and then, try to arrange some sort of sex. Maybe my wife had some girlfriends and we can have like a threesome. My main goal was to try to have a threesome with her and her friends. That didn't happen that much because they were like, the hell is your deal? Like, you don't even know me. You don't even like me. I'm hot. And I think they knew that. And I didn't think they knew that. I was like, what have you been up to? Like, what you really are saying is, do you feel like having sex right now? And then because the OnlyFans thing happened where it was like, my chick had OnlyFans and she was like, I'll use you. And then some of her friends were like, let's use Jason for our OnlyFans. And I was like, hell yeah. When do you want me to come over?
Oh, you were having sex with women on their OnlyFans.
Yeah,
like
that's
you
how
were,
I got into it.
Oh, you were their guest.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
No, like
you were the stud coming in for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
the gift and the curse, dude.
That's what I see.
Yeah.
Gift.
Because it is. It's a curse. It's like, man, he's packing. You know what I mean? It's like, well, then, yeah, I can do it.
That's how it got started.
And then it's like, well, everybody can get it.
And you did it with your wife first?
Yeah. And then friends.
This is what a day was like for you.
Yeah. That was a good day,
And then what's a night? And that sounds like it's midday, 2, 3 o'clock where I'm only at.
On a good day, yeah, if I can. I mean, that's the way I wanted it. Sometimes people didn't want to do it, or my wife was around and she was mad at me or something, so I couldn't do it. So that would mean just copious amounts of weed all day nonstop because you got to bury it. Got to numb it. If I don't numb it, I'm pissed, angry, snappy, dark because I'm not getting what I want. What I want is to run. You got to give me something. Somebody's going to give me something. Whatever it is, you got to give it to me. I didn't even know it at the time, dude. Like me saying this to you right now is like, it's hard, because I realize I don't give, why isn't everybody hanging out with me anymore? Now that I'm sober.
Because you're in the garage all day long.
Yeah, the only people that want to hang out with me is the guys in the garage.
The early morning dick suckers.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
What a world we live in.
Yeah.
The internet is something else too, boy.
Yeah,
I tell you, that's the other thing. It's so easy.
Yeah,
Like,
that was half of it.
Prior to the internet,
You had to work.
good luck finding a guy
Yeah,
that's going to
right.
come over and suck your dick at 10
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning.
You gotta
like
go out
that.
and meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And invest time and be like, hey,
Dude,
are
I
you
would
even
turn
into
that thing
this?
on and I would have like 30 guys.
That
Like,
is
I'll come over and suck you off right
insane.
now. And I'd be like, this one.
You had options to turn down.
Multiple.
Wow.
And then it got to the point where like, what's the weirdest one? Because I'd be sick of like the hottest one. You'd be like, that's never done that before. That one's sketchy. Let's see what it's like. Turns out I like sketchy. Let's go sketch again,
Jesus. And then a night is what? Are you trying to get up and do stand-up or?
Oh, this is before stand-up.
Okay.
When I got into stand-up is when I got dropped from Sirius. That's when things started to kind of slap me in the face. Where it's like, hey, man, you're not a millionaire anymore. You might not be anywhere anymore. And it was like, uh-oh. Like, you got to get to work. And then I was like, well, I don't have to work 5 days a week. I always wanted to try stand-up. So let's go, let's do it. And it was so hard and nerve-wracking that it got me. And then when I bombed a couple times, when I drove home, there was this thing happening to me where I was like, nah, that ain't going to be me. Like, I'm going to be back. I'm going to figure it out. What did I do wrong? And then I realized, I'm like, you're talking to yourself like you used to with skating. You love this because you wouldn't care. If you did bad, you'd be like, man, it's not for me. But I cared. It hurt. It stung. Like, I couldn't sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night and be like, God damn it, why did you say that? Like, dude, have a plan, and I'd stew on it, but still no way of fixing it. Just stress about it. Because I'm like, I don't know how to write. I don't know how you write. I don't know what's a good story, what's a bad story. I don't know what face you do. I don't know how to hold the microphone. That guy holds it on the end. Why is everyone holding the microphone on the end? Danzig holds it on the front of the, you know what I mean? And I'm like, this is how you hold a microphone. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's that. Maybe it's this. Eddie Murphy walked. Did you know someone told Eddie Murphy you should walk? And I'm like, no, I didn't know that. I'll walk. Like, just, it's gone. I'm obsessed. I can't stop thinking about it. I got to figure it out. And then seeing some good guys, you and Tim Dillon's and people where I'm like, these guys, they don't even have to have a plan. They just get up and it just comes out. I'm like, I want that. And then from being good at skateboarding, being good at radio, getting money, getting pats on the back, and knowing after it's all gone and said and done, that's not what matters. What matters is being good at it. Like when skateboarding, like people are like, hey, you Jason Ellis, like, that's cool. And I'm like, that's flattering. But I don't give a shit. What I care about is what I can do on a skateboard by myself. And I know that if I work at comedy, that I will get that from comedy. So I don't care about, I want to get dates.
You'll get it in
so
everything.
That I can
You'll
do
get
it
in
every
sobriety.
Day. Right.
You'll get it in change. You'll get it in everything.
I have moments of sobriety where I've never been better. Where I'm like, I will never go back, dude. I will never go back.
You don't ever see yourself smoking a joint again?
Never.
Because you can't just smoke one? Or because
even if I could, it's my son. He knows I'm sober. I'm not letting him down. I'm showing him that it can be done. But more importantly, for me, I've done it, dude. I've tried every avenue of like just a dabble. I only have glasses of wine at dinner. Like everything. I'll only do coke on the weekend. Like everything I've ever heard me say to myself is bullshit. Like right now, the clock is running out, dude. And how do I get to where I want to be? Any weed, anything, any cheese, fake sugar, any of that shit is taking minutes off my success. And I don't have time for it anymore. And I know what I want right now. And it's never been clearer to me what I want. I want to be a good fucking person who's good at their job. And you can count on me. And if I do any of those things, that just takes a little percent off the chances of it failing. And I can't have that. I cannot die without getting to this spot where I'm like, you can count on me. I can count on me, man, because I'm lying to myself, dude. I've been lying to myself my whole life. I don't do this anymore. I'm not gay anymore. People blow me a couple of times while I was saying that. And then it came to the point where I was like, stop lying to yourself.
Did you just say people are blowing you while you're saying I'm not gay?
Yes. I don't cheat anymore. I cheated.
Highlights the lowlights of not being gay anymore.
It's mainly lowlights. The highlight is being on the couch with my hairless cat going, oh, there you go, Jason. You didn't gay out.
Oh,
congratulations.
Dude, I love you. I'm glad you're sober. I'm glad you're doing something with yourself.
Dude.
I don't want to see you go anywhere. You need to be around, dude. You got
Thanks,
kids.
Sickler.
The world needs you. People need you. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. I know it's not easy to talk about and laugh about.
But we gotta laugh about it, you know.
That's what this is all
And
about.
I'm still good. Like I'm still lucky. I'm still, you know what I mean? I got a lot more than a lot of people have.
I sit and do the Patreon, subscribe every week, and after I leave that show, I'm like, I'm fucking okay.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's just more this like ego that's like, you're not what you were. And I'm like, dude, you get off me, you know? Like, I'm fine, you know?
You are.
Yeah.
Promote whatever you'd like again. Tour dates, your podcast, all that stuff.
Yeah, the Jason Ellis Show, and then the Jason Ellis Show has a Patreon. I do 4 shows a week on there. I do my own solo show, which is pretty intense these days. Awesome World every Monday. So it's patreon.com/EllisMate. And then Hawk versus Wolf. I do a podcast with Tony Hawk every week. That's available everywhere. Father Grind at the Father Grind on Instagram. I think the video by the time this comes out will be out. It's like 10 videos on YouTube. You can buy. I have skateboards, trucks, wheels, bearings, riser pads, the right shoes, everything that a guy in his 40s would want to have to learn how to skate and be successful at it and not go to the ER. That's my main goal is skate, have fun, get another one of your old buddies and skate and have a really good time and not be crippled. Yeah. Because I feel like that's a thing that deters people when they're older. I am old. I know what it's like to fall on the ground. It's not the same as it used to be.
Dude, to fall on the ground and get up these days, I got whiplash in my neck for 2 days. I'm like, what the fuck? Is that from that fall?
Yeah. Sometimes I skate at Tony's and I don't fall and I wake up and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, what is that?
What's that? So I get it. Yeah.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you, dude.
As always, Ryan Sickler on all your social media. Come see me on tour. Tickets are on my website at ryansickler.com. We'll talk to you all next week.